Welcome, everyone, to our regular Tuesday session where Dinesh and I talk about all things trekking in Nepal. And today's an important topic, and it's a topic that is generally on most people's minds when they do come to Nepal, and that's about how to avoid altitude sickness. Because we've all heard, how this can impact and in some cases stop your progress, stop your trek, and ruin your whole trip. And it's not something that it's definitive. Like if you've been to Nepal before and you were okay, and you come back next time and you do another trek, it's not necessarily going to be the case that the second time you'll be all right. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about this as we dive into the 8 reasons shortly. But firstly, for those who don't know me, my name is Michelle Hill, and I'm a business and travel coach who first fell in love with Nepal back in 2015 when I got on a plane in Brisbane and I headed to Nepal, not really knowing what I'd got myself in for. And that turned out to be possibly the hardest thing that I'd ever done up until that stage in my life, but also the most rewarding and the most exhilarating. And for me, it really opened my eyes in terms of when you challenge yourself with something like that, that you almost think is beyond your capabilities, and then you succeed, how that really changes your perspective, not only of yourself, but also the things that you can do. And I got so much out of coming to Nepal the first time that I came back 2 years later and trekked Annapurna Circuit with a little bit more of an idea of what I was letting myself in for this time, but still, it was a hard trek for me. And again, that just feeling of exhilaration of completing something that, trust me, there were a couple of times where I thought, oh my God, I'm crazy. What am I doing here? But getting to the end and trusting in yourself, and really, I guess, placing confidence in your own ability can have an amazing transformative effect. So that's part of what I work with. Now, what I'd like to do now is ask Dinesh to introduce himself and give us a little bit of his background.
Thank you, Michelle, and those who are listening us or replay the later. I'm Dinesh Karki. Those who doesn't know my name, and I'm from right now in Kathmandu, but born and raised in the Mount Everest region, where the big mountains are lying in between Nepal and Tibet. Of course, big Mount Everest. I come in this field since my early age when I was 14. After I got school pass, when I started take my certificate, that means like when I allowed to go to the out of the home or out of my parents' warm love. And then I started as porter and doing supporting the people. Started from the Everest region. In my early age of 14, I was porter and reached to the Everest base camp, 5,360 meter with a group, of course. Then I spent like a half decade, even more, as porter, as a helping, as a being all around Nepal, like especially in the trekking area, like Everest, Annapurna, like popular places, and of course in the remote area of Nepal, Dolpa, and Kanchenjunga, Makalu, like those who are travelers know the name of these remote areas of Nepal. Being like a long time in this field, I finally became the full guide where I able to take the group in the mountains with full experience and big responsibilities. Working with one of the toppest level company in Nepal, based in Kathmandu, of course. So being all over the Nepal, like doing guiding and collecting the experience. And of course, we learn and we understand and we share the so many experience with different peoples and everyone suggesting, and even all our friends, they suggest us to establish our one company because of our experience and aiming of providing the different experience in the market. Me and my colleague who work with us for a long time, we establish our own company, Nature Explore Trek, where I work now and where I am the leader of the company, of course. And at the meantime, Michelle and I meet in the 2015, I think, in the our 9 years ago, I think at the moment now.
Yeah.
So during our journey in 9 years, we had organized so many trips, of course, all over the Nepal, West Tibet, Eastern Tibet, Bhutan, Eastern India, and I'm lucky to enough to see the other countries like Western Europe and Asia, like South Korea, Japan, during my journey. And I'm lucky enough, and then proud to say, like, I meet like more than 500 people, maybe 1,000 people to meet, not from the same countries, from
Yeah.
different countries,
Wow.
and sharing the experience about trekking, of course, and climbing, and yeah, guiding them and learning. And then of course, as their tokens, as their kindness, they're supporting, and with our support service, we got like 99% excellent feedback in our different network, like including trip advisor and anything. That means all, I would say, like, we're very love to working, continue our job, and we're very lucky to meet you all, and we're happy to share all this out now. Right now, I think I'm almost working same job like last 20 years. So that means I spent quite 2 decades. Is long time for myself. So I love
No,
to
you
share
must love
anyway.
it.
This my, yeah, this experience. That's I want to tell now.
Okay.
So yeah, welcome to Nepal, everyone, and share the accent, the culture, and language, and share our culture to you, and that's our duty, and we love to share this. So that's I want to tell now.
Thank you very much. So, as I
Welcome.
mentioned at the start, today we're going to talk about eight different ways that you can help to avoid suffering from altitude sickness when you do come and trek in Nepal. So I'm just going to share screen. Oh, here comes Katrina. That's awesome. Brilliant timing because we're just about to start on the topic, Katrina.
Ah, okay.
No, it's good timing.
Can you
Excellent
hear
timing.
me?
Mhm.
Yep, can hear you.
Welcome, Kat.
Morning. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yep, you've got your camera off, but that's fine. Or we can see you now as well.
So I'm kind of mobile. Like I said, I had to go to a work appointment.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you could join in with us today. And throughout the conversation, if you have any questions or if there's a particular point that you'd like Dinesh to expand on, please feel free to ask any questions that you like.
Okay.
So let's get into this. So the first one, I'm just going to turn over to Dinesh and I
Mhm.
will scroll through the list as he talks through the different 8 points.
Thank you. Okay, so this is a quite interesting and useful topic for today. So
Yeah.
how we avoid the altitude sickness, especially when we are on trek. So there is so many options that we can skip, that we cannot feel the altitude. But if we follow the rules and regulations of the mountains, what the mountain expects, what we need to be. So as a respect, so the first point, we can see avoid alcohol and nicotine. Definitely, it is. In my last 20 years experience, I definitely feel an exercise. Of course, when I was started on my first job, we drink a little bit, but with drink and without drinks, there is so many difference how we experience. Definitely, we don't suggest to our group or any travelers who are coming Nepal for any trekking, like over 3,000 meters where you are planning, like from Punil trekking to the Everest Base Camp.
Yeah.
So the avoid alcohol is the best options to avoid the altitude sickness, because like for example, even when we going on, especially this works when we going up in our beginning of the trek, because
Yeah.
everyone knows that trekking is start from the lower altitude and then we will raise in the high mountains. As the
Mm.
mountains are located in the high, that's our destinations, right? So like we started let's talk about Everest Base Camp. Anyway, Katie also here. So Everest Base
Yeah.
Camp trekking, we start from 2,700, something like that, right? And then we need to be in 5,300-meter high, right? So in between, there is so many ups and downs, like we just going and ascending, descending, right? Especially if we drink alcohol in the last night and then we need to start the next morning, we feel like very hard because of the, everyone knows that. Everyone have experience of drinking. So I don't have to explain like how we feel. So, and then the smoke,
Yeah.
uh, alcohol and smoke, like, a cigarette or anything. So we highly suggest to our travels, please avoid that before you reach to your last destination of trek. So
Okay.
that will be help you lots for a comfortable breath, for your energy, So for any things, it helps to avoid altitude. Don't drink the alcohol and don't smoke if you can.
Yeah. Celebrate at the end when you get back.
That's my point. That's especially don't drink going off. But when you're coming down, of course, it's your good lifetime dream to reach your destination, like Everest Base Camp or like any viewpoint, to explore the view, to reach, to fulfill your bucket list. You will definitely want to celebrate sometime, like sharing the happiness with your team. So on the way
Well,
down,
can I
maybe in the
just
last point, in last night of the Himalayas, where you sleep before you leave them behind of you, so maybe you want to celebrate with your guide, maybe supporting each stop, like maybe that's fine, but going up is the suggestion not to drink.
well, I must confess that when our group got back to Namche Bazaar, we did actually have a couple of drinks that night. And the next day was a little bit more of a struggle. Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
it
Anyway,
is, it is.
let's move on from that. So the first one is avoid alcohol and nicotine. And the second one, get rid of
Yeah,
caffeine and oily foods.
it is also very important to consider to choosing the foods, So especially these food are very oily, we can see like deep fried,
Yeah.
like meat or the bread, even bread or the finger chips, like in glass, Coca-Cola, something like that. So these are sometimes undigested for you as your new stomach traveling to mountains, and then like they might be. We have first things we have to understand when we are in the mountain, not in the high, but in the middle, there is no good refrigerator, right? They just store like a normal, right? So they can be and also we have to think about meat. There is no farm, they carry from the town. Sometimes
Mm,
they take from Kathmandu. They might be quite older to have. I mean, they say fresh, but to be honest, it might be little older. I mean, like maybe a week, or they're waiting you. So
okay.
and then so it's better to hide these kinds of food before you use to the last part of the trek.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't mean to not don't to take anything. You can take a little bit, but not consider a whole meal. Like, maybe you
Yeah.
can someday you can eat like a finger chips, maybe not on the for lunch, so finger chips, and for dinner, chicken deep fry. Maybe not good idea, right? Sometime, of course, you want to eat as you need protein, but not in the mountain. But when you coming down
Yeah.
with less risks, you can have it. But
Yeah.
going off, highly suggest to have organic food, whatever grow in the mountains, like vegetables, potatoes, buckwheat, champa, and the
Yeah.
rice are very healthy, of course, because of their like a more dead bellied.
Yeah.
And you can also, in the menu, there is very big menu, you can see so many different foods like soups, or like any mountain hot soups.
Yeah.
Anything should be healthy to complete your trip without any problem.
Can I just, it says here about too much drinking of coffee or tea is
Mhm.
fatal. What do you mean by that in this blog?
Coffee, the coffee, sometimes what do we understand, and coffee sometimes feel like not feel sleep. If you
Right.
drink like
Okay.
in the evening, like before you go to bed, so
Right.
maybe you feel
Yeah.
like not sleep. And then if you don't fall in sleep the midnight, then you will feel tired next day.
Right.
And
Okay.
then the tea, like if you drink like lots of tea, more than we need in our body, then you need to go many times to toilet. So it may
Yes.
be problem to wake up and go in toilet and come back to sleep.
Can I share another one with you? One of the things that I really, really, I guess hated is a strong word, but yeah, if you drink too much in the evening and then you get into your sleeping bag, and of course, when it's really cold, when you're up really high and you've got like layers on and you get into your sleeping bag and you've got to zip it up and you've got to get all comfortable and pull your hood down and all that, and you just get all settled and all comfortable, and then it's like, oh, now I need to go to the toilet.
Yeah, that's I agreed. Yeah, yeah.
All right, number 3 is consume plenty of liquids and water.
Yes, that's a very positive point. So minimum we suggest drink a 3 or 4 liter of water, including tea,
Yeah,
a day. Okay, so with the all water and liquid for dehydrate your body, the hide the dehydrates. When you feel dehydrate, you might feel headaches, start a headache or problem, like feel tired. But when you have enough liquid in your body, you will feel strong, right?
yeah,
So at least drink 3 or 4 liter a day, the liquid enough which will consume your body and then give you the fresh energy, so it will keep you strong, keep you alive. So drink at least 3 4 liter of water, including your tea, whatever you're having from morning to before to go to the bed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And for me, I always use a camelback when I'm trekking, so that I can just keep, I don't have to stop and get my water bottle out. I can just keep sipping on the go. So it's quite easy to have some water like every 10 or 15 minutes, rather than waiting till the whole group stops and then getting your water bottle out and having a big drink. Lots of little sips I find not only help keep me hydrated, but when you don't have like a great big drink, it seems like you don't need to go to the toilet as much because your body can process just little bit, little bit, little bit. So
Mhm.
now, number 4. Oh, look who's in the photo.
Yeah.
uh, eat starchy food full of carbohydrate.
Yes. Anyway, if I'm explaining about this photo, you can see
Yep.
me, yeah, also definitely. And he's my friend David from California, and my staff boys. Like it is in 2022. We came back from the trek, big trek, like a
Yep.
Dolpo. It's like almost 4 weeks without a good meal, like not a
Oh,
fancy
okay.
Alban. We are just survived, like eating like a very basic food. And this is our like I think last lunch before we fly back to home, like kind of sharing. We can see the bottle of beers, like kind of chill time. And
Yeah.
anyway, in the topic, yes, it is highly recommend to have enough calorie and carbon and the protein for your body. So if of course even in the mountain you can choose the food, not much, but whatever you need your whatever body asks, please take it, enough food. That's what we try to say in this point.
Yeah. Good for energy.
Good for energy. But
Yeah.
as we saying, when you coming return from the trip, definitely celebrate, eat more, and be
Yeah.
healthy, be happy.
And the number 5 is have enough acclimatization days.
Yes, this is another point to avoid the altitude, and very important after food, definitely. As we going to Everest Base Camp, start from 2,800 meter to reach in the 5,360 meters. There is so many, there will be crossing so many viewpoint eight up and downs. And then also, if I'm talking about Everest Base Camp itinerary, there is 2 acclimatization day in like Namche and
Yeah.
Dingboche, right? This is main aim to put this acclimatization day is the higher the altitude, right? Prepare for, I mean, prepare for the high altitude to avoid, right?
Yeah.
So acclimatization is very important. So like first acclimatization in Namche. Namche is 3,400 meter high, more or less. So when we stop there, yeah, we break. If we continue without acclimatize, we might feel already altitude when before we reach the 4,000s. So
Yeah.
if we stop in 3,400 and do the acclimatize and reach in higher and come back to sleep in lower, so to help us because of your reaching higher and then you sleeping in lower. So
Yeah.
that means your body already knew that you are reaching higher, but you are now. So it's been like that way. And then also when we reach in a higher section of the trek, like Labuche or Gorakshep or any trekking in Annapurna like Ekharka or Menang or any other long trekking, everywhere we design the itinerary, including the acclimatization day.
Yeah.
All this for to save from altitude and being strong and digest the altitude when we reach our last destinations. I mean the trekking destination,
Yeah.
right? And also another point, like normally in itinerary, whatever we design the rest day, you can do it. Like you will follow, and also and where you don't have rest day, but you still walking in the half day and reach in early in the afternoon. You reach at the hotel early afternoon, and you have time a little bit, and you still you feel energetic or you want to do a little hike. It's always better to do at least 100 200 meter higher
Yeah.
than you sleep the
Yeah.
place. So that helps you the very good sleep because of you reach higher than you sleeping, right? So that's we suggest to our clients, even from my company when I'm guiding, I do
Yeah.
that way because I want to make sure everyone reach higher than they're sleeping now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Number 6, physical
Yeah,
fitness.
this is another important that you have to maintain. You have to build your physical fitness before you reach to the Kathmandu, because it's your site. That those
Mhm.
trekkers, anyone traveling or coming to Nepal for any trekking, including Mount Everest base camp or any other trekking, like even from easier to the adventure, challenging, physical fitness is the most important, right? So that's your part, those travelers' part. Please be prepared at least 6 months from your planning a trip. If you are planning from early to complete your trip, so when you are strong, fit, and fine, you don't have any problem like above what we talking, like even acclimatization, food. When you are physically strong, good for health, no problem for breathing. So these all are minor. You can do it easily. So
Yeah.
please, my suggestions, as my last 22 years experience in the guiding field, I highly suggest to any travelers, please maintain your physical fitness at least from your day to start trip, 4 to 5 months. Do the small exercise, like no need to be very hard yourself, just normal exercise like yoga, running like 5 to 10 kilometers a day if you can, or like maybe
Yeah.
2 3 kilometers, or like up and down. And sometimes check your ability to reach in high altitude if available in your home country, like you are going to 5,300 meter, and like if when you have time, maybe you can make small trip to go a little
Yeah.
higher in your country to check your altitude abilities.
Mm.
This is maybe not possible for everyone, but like this is
But
my normal idea.
it's a
So
little
that
bit
way,
difficult in Australia.
yeah, that will help you to build your more confidence.
Yeah.
What I'm talking, okay? And then I'm not sure, maybe we don't have it in down, and physical and mental, the both is very strong. you know
Yes.
so yeah, when you're going to get something in the high mountains, please prepare both physical and mental.
Yeah.
Go without any big expectations in the nature. So we have to expect whatever it comes. So that means weather is unpredictable, anything. We're walking in the mountains, right? But I'm not talking about only about Everest, right? Anywhere in the world, or anywhere, especially in the Nepalese remote trekking trail. So
Mm.
we might have to face the weather conditions like snowing, maybe holding like a few days waiting like anything. Sometime maybe we have to face in basic accommodations, food. So if we are prepared from beginning, so we don't have to hurt in anything. That means all in overall, you will be enjoying in every part, every corner of your trek.
Yeah. To me, that sounds too like uh being resilient and not letting like small changes or things that don't go to plan upset you. Just like accept that it's happened and basically like work out plan B or plan C. So, but I just wanted to comment too, though. None of this means there's a guarantee that you won't get altitude sickness. But if you follow all of these things, you are much less likely to. And I just wanted to put that in because I know that, you know, I've traveled with people who were very physically fit, but also did suffer to a certain extent when we were going to Everest Base Camp. Now, number 7 is slow and uniform ascent.
Yes, that's very important. That's I usually try to tell to my group also. So like let me start from my experience. As
Yep.
I'm working long time, I meet so many different people from different countries and all the different fitness levels. From some are very fit and they go around, some are like medium, they do medium. But as I'm guiding, I always say do this slow paced, because nobody will give you the price when you get early at your lodge, at your place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
spend your time. You have plenty of hours, right? And that's some people very gentle and they follow the rules, and they're like not being like very exciting in the beginning of day and then get early tired, right? So we
Yeah.
always so do slow. Don't be exciting too much. Just go slowly. Enjoy your trek. Enjoy your moment, and take a beautiful commercial break in the middle of the path. Drink with the water and see the view. That makes you another level of energy. They give you a lot of calorie.
Mm.
Like not need to eat, but when you feel like when you satisfy with the landscape, you will get more calories. So, but in my experience, I meet some people starting very fast in the beginning, like, wow, I'm very strong, don't worry, don't worry about me, I can run. They go like 1 or 2 days like very quick, and then from the third day or fourth day, and they feel, maybe I feel tired, I have a problem of my stretching my boot, or like problem headache, problem paining the back, or maybe squeeze the leg, anything can happen. So
Yeah.
the slow and uniform ascent is very important. If you
Mm.
can do the same speed, same rhythm, especially in the, as I'm saying here, ascending, so you will not hurt yourself. Just do enjoying yourself. Okay. So
Mm.
especially as you doing when you're doing in the private solo trip, the whole day is yours. As you are going private, you have like your whole team is here together with you. No need to worry about any other people or anyone. So just spend your day with enjoying. So that helps a lot of things to not
Yeah.
close to your trip without any problem, without feeling like difficult to
Yeah.
climb the high mountain.
Yeah. And I guess for me, the way I would sum that up is it's not the destination that's important. It's the
Yeah.
journey that you're going on. And, you know, to be honest, like for some people, this will be the one and only time you actually get to walk in the Himalayas. So, you know, soak it in, make the most of it, because as Dinesh said, there's no prize for getting to the tea house as quickly as possible. So don't deprive yourself of the experience. And then number 8, get full insurance.
Yes, this is all about emergency case. Okay, no, not compulsory or not anything. This is for your safety and security. So
Yeah,
whatever we will do from Nepal side or guiding side or any things. But at the end, if there is like last things, emergency things, especially like if you are not recover from the sickness, or in case it is in the mountain, as I'm saying, like unpredictable things happening,
yeah,
then there is like options. It's only last option is the evacuate. If you are close, if there is a like a you are close from the city or from the transportation of bus, so you can also travel by bus, car, anything. But if the nice hospital is close to you, right? But the if you are far from the cities or any big hospitals or anything, and the helicopter is the last, like mountain taxi is the best option, so we can take you to very quick to the nearest hospital or biggest hospital to treat, to recover your own or anything, so that's the reason. So we, for the travelers, we suggest, for emergency, in case for emergency, please
Mhm.
take good insurance which cover where you go your last high altitude. For example, if you are going to Everest base camp, please cover, it should be covered at least 5,500 meter, as you are climbing Kalapathar viewpoint, 5,500 meter, right? So it's, if it is covered, then you don't have to be worried if it is all about emergency case. But
Yep.
nothing will be happen, not, it is not common things, but it's rare, it's very rare and not for common. And it, even in my experience, I never have feel like many people are having this. But always safety is good, always you have, when
Yeah.
you have prepared everything, you don't need to worry while you're traveling. So
Yeah.
that's the reason, buy the insurance for your trip.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm just going to stop the share now, but I do have one question that I will raise. When I've trekked, I was recommended to take Diamox from the time that I got to Kathmandu as a precautionary measure. But then I've heard other people comment that you shouldn't actually take it until or if you start to feel like you're getting sick. So, from your experience, what's the most common?
Thank you. This is very important question also to among to the travelers or especially the trekkers. It's all depends on the trekkers. Some people that were very fit and fine and who are being like travelers, especially they do a lot of trekking even in their home country or in Nepal or any others. They used to trek at least a year a couple of times. They already know, they are more familiar in the mountains, no matter about mountains about Australia or Nepal or
Yeah,
European or Americans, right? Those people I see in my experience, they don't take Diamox until they, if they feel
yeah,
problem, they will start, otherwise they don't, right? But other travelers, those who travelers making the big dream to go to the one place in their lifetime, and then they're not fully confident and worried about more about altitude, and then I suggest to take Dimox, not from the Kathmandu, of course, maybe from your first night of your TLs.
yeah.
But and also
Okay,
don't take the full dose, take half,
right.
right? For example, in Fagding is the first night for Everest Base Camp, right? And then if you want, like if you feel, if you worried more about that, take a half fill.
Yeah.
Okay, it is just 125 gram. So,
Okay.
and don't take like a in hourly, just it has to be break in 6 hours at least. Okay.
Yeah.
And then take half and half. And then when you reach over 4,000 meter high, and then take a full because of
Right.
you are in the more in high, right?
Okay.
And then when you reach in the high point and then come back down, if you don't feel anything, then you stop it
Okay.
because of your, now you're coming down. You don't need to take all the way until the Kathmandu.
Yeah. All
Okay,
right.
so that's you. But normally we don't suggest to take Diamox if you are fully confident, right? But if you're also, you can also consult with your doctors, so that's maybe he or she will also can give you some information or some helpful information. But as my experience, what I saying, like, it is all depend on the people.
Yeah.
And like some people wants to take and some people doesn't want, but we don't force to take medicines.
Yeah.
It is not in our priority, it is not on our responsibilities, but we suggest our experience only.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. But let me connect a little bit. But when you feel altitude, definitely you have to, like, but instead of taking medicines, we try to sort of treat you by natural way.
Yeah.
Like maybe some people feel allergic or some people don't want to take medicines. This all things happen. So that, as I'm saying, and as I learned from my career, whole this career, the first medicines of altitude is, like as we saying, like avoid the foods. These are the very important and golden way to avoid the altitude. Follow
Mm.
these rules. Now we talk about eight. Maybe there is another more eight. Maybe more others. So follow
Mm-hmm.
these kinds of mountain rules. And in case if you feel altitude, then the best and golden way is descending. Okay,
Yes.
without hesitations, please come at least 400 to 500 meter down. Okay, and then if you are flexible with your itinerary, you might can wait to see. But if you're tied with your schedule, then you can free plan your alternative options. Or like if you are feeling more suffering, then do not go again up, because it is not health for your health.
Yeah.
So, and another, the natural ways: drink more water, don't feel like tired, don't make feel you're tired, and follow the rules and eat healthy food, sleep properly with warm beanies. And yeah, and then
Yeah.
also another things, when you feel tired or like headache, don't go to sleep in the middle of day, especially in the high mountain. If you sleep during the daytime, then you will not fall asleep in the night time. Then whole night you will just struggling to fall asleep, and next morning you will feel very tired, right? So then
Yeah.
then you will not feel sleep, and then you
Yeah.
just feel tired. Oh, I have problem this. So don't drink too much coffee in the afternoon, okay?
Mm.
And don't fall asleep. Just read your book, connect with people, and just tell your story, share your experience with guide or any other travel fellows around of you. And this is also very helpful. And then the last point, if you in case feel like tired, you feel like altitude, like all the symptoms maybe probably we didn't share, but I can tell now shortly. Had like vomiting, like headaches, especially not in the front headache can be from the cold wind, dehydrations also, but especially when you heard this side bumping, boom boom, then this is the start real symptoms. Okay, and
Right.
then like dg, feel the weakness, like dg, like this. Maybe if we trace like with your fingers, how many fingers, if you see three these fingers, then you feel like already confused. But nowadays, we also provide like the oximeter. Oximeter,
Okay.
it can take your like oxygen level, or like your breathing, like all systems. So don't worry about that. So your guide who going to lead you, or any travelers from through my companies, they are well experienced. That means they can recognize you very easily. So they can
Okay.
suggest you all the time. But you have to share what happened to you. Okay, if you don't share anything, then there will be confusion. So please, when you feel like a little bit difficult in your
Mm.
about altitude, so it's always suggest to share with your guides. Then it will be help you to prevent before facing any situations.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Katrina, did you have any particular questions that you wanted to raise today?
Well, I'm not sure. I had a connection problem, so I'm not sure if you talked about this or not. But some people seem to think it's not good to have coffee. Is it just white coffee or black coffee? I'm somebody who needs coffee in the mornings at least, sometimes 2 or 3 cups.
Yeah, so the coffee, I say one cup is fine in the morning. Everyone have, sometimes they used to it, the mountain coffee is not strong like you're having in home or any machine coffee, right? They're like thin Himalayan coffee. They're not strong enough. So that will be fine. But as I'm saying, not to take like many cups. Don't
Mm.
take many cups. Just one cup is fine.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
not particularly not at night if it keeps you awake as
exactly.
well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But better tea is like a Himalayan tea is black tea. It's like black tea, lemon, ginger, honey tea. If you feel like throw,
Mm.
and sometime milk tea if you want, or like a lemon tea is very healthy. Mint tea, the
Mm.
mint tea is also very healthy. These are the provided. So if you're not love to drink coffee, then you don't have to. So this is
Mm.
also wise. So, but if you can, it's better not to drink coffee
Mm.
until you complete to back to Kathmandu. Then we can have a good coffee which made from machine. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
With the oxygen meter that you use, what would you consider, a dangerous level?
It depends on the place and depends the section of trekking. Okay, so let's say in Namche, at least you have to be over your 80% with your
Uh,
body. And then if we talk about Everest Base Camp and Gorakset, it should be like over 70. Of course, everyone is struggling there. There's not enough oxygen available, and there is no tree. Of course, it is close to the mountains. And if your oxygen level is getting lower, like, like below 50 or below 40, then this is going to be red line. So we have to think about quicker evacuate. But
Yeah.
before happening these things, we already know that. So we don't have to be worried about that. So as I'm saying, please be prepared mentally and physically. That means don't think about that anything now. Okay, whatever comes, we will see. So if we serious from now and considering about that, so it just hurt ourselves from long time. So just forget it, So just be strong by both physical and mental. And from our side, we prepare everything, even whatever it's base camp track, no worries. Even like 70, 75 is normal oxygen level in the higher last part of your trek. Even for guide, for Nepali guides, they can also feel less oxygen when they are in the mountains. But
Yeah.
when you're coming down, and then you will be produce more oxygen on your body. So don't worry about that. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just looking at the time, so we might wrap it up there. We've gone a little bit over today, but it's such an important topic that we need to make sure that we cover off all of the aspects. For those watching the replay, there will be a link around this video where you can read the full blog on the website. And also, if you have specific questions or a concern, or you'd like to talk about an itinerary that you'd like us to plan for you, please reach out and contact us at Nature Explore Trek. I'll put the link with the video as well, but it is just natureexploretrek.com/contact. So we will see you all next week. And thank you so much for joining us, Katrina. I'm sorry for your connection issues, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Thank you. Thank you,
That's
Katrina.
okay. I'm
See
just
you in
going to stop the
November.
recording now.